And welcome back. Now, if the weather is right and local ordinances allow, a backyard fire pit can be the perfect gathering place for relaxing on a summer night. There are a lot of different options of fire pits that you can buy and install yourself, or you can also do some landscaping at the same time to add to it. Fire pits and retaining walls are the focus of our Do-It-Yourself Wednesday. Andrew Lacombe joins us from Menards in Marquette Township with a preview. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Vicki. That's right. We are outside this morning learning about fire pits and retaining walls. Now, if you want to get a fire pit, you can buy something that's already made, like these ones behind me here that just go right down in your backyard, or you could build something yourself. We're going to be looking at the process that is kind of underway right here with all of these supplies here. We'll find out exactly what you need to build a fire pit, and also the same process also kind of applies if you're going to build a retaining wall, something to add to some landscaping in the backyard. So we'll be looking at that this morning. And I want to get this fire pit going right now because it's a little buggy out here this morning, but I'm not complaining because I'm allowed to stand out here without a jacket. I'm able to, so that's pretty nice for a change. But we'll be back here throughout the morning at Menards looking at fire pits and retaining walls for our Do-It-Yourself Day. So we're going to head back to the studio for now, though, live in Marquette Township. Andrew Lacombe, TV6 News.
All right, thank you. And welcome back, everyone. Now, if you're looking to improve your yard this summer, installing a retaining wall might be a project to think about. Take some planning. And in your Do-It-Yourself Wednesday, TV6's Andrew Lacombe is at Menards to take us through the process. Andrew, good to see you got away from those mosquitoes.
Good morning again, Vicki. That's right. Building a retaining wall is a project that many people can start and try themselves. But, it takes a good base to start, a good foundation like building any wall. So joining me now, Eric Pasco from Menards. And so, Eric, just tell me what people should think about as they are starting a retaining wall.
Well, you want to stake out the area in which you want to build the wall, and then you want to remove the sod where the wall is being built, get a good base down, and then start building.
Okay, and so what do you think about as you put that base in?
You put the base down. They recommend 2 inches of compacted gravel, tamped down. You want to level that out first. Make sure you got a good level base. Put your first block down and start building. Okay,
and so as you start building, we've got some bricks, some blocks down here. Now we're going to be building a fire pit later on, but this is pretty similar, right, between what you use for both?
This is one of the retaining wall blocks that we carry. It's called the Mansfield 2. And it has a lip on the bottom side of it that creates a natural slope backward. And what that does, it helps hold the soil back where you're trying to retain.
And now, how high can you stack blocks like this?
This block here, you could go about 36 inches high before you need a reinforcing grid.
Okay, and then what do you put behind here?
Behind the retaining wall, you would want to put a drainage rock, maybe a drain tile in the bottom. You want to be able to get rid of the water so it's not pushing out on your wall.
Okay, and then behind that rock?
Behind that rock would be your backfill of the soil that you're trying to retain.
Okay, and anything else people should keep in mind just as they're building this wall?
There's a few ways we can cut a block, and we'll go over that when we talk about the fire ring. But most important is getting a good base down and making sure that wall is going to last a long time for you.
All right, Eric, thanks so much for joining us. And like you were saying, we're going to be looking at building a fire pit, which, like Vicki said, we had some mosquito issues earlier, but those have been resolved with some bug spray. But a fire would also keep the bugs away, as I think people are kind of learning this summer, a lot of bugs across the UP. But again, we'll be back here the next half hour to build a fire pit. But for now, we'll go back to the studio live in Marquette Township. Andrew Lacombe, TV6 News.
All right, thank you very much, Andrew. Looking forward to that. And
welcome back, everyone. If the weather is right and local ordinances allow it, a backyard fire pit can be the perfect gathering for a place for a relaxing summer night. Now, there are many different options of fire pits that you can buy and install yourself. TV6's Andrew Lacombe joins us from Menards in Marquette Township with more. Andrew?
Hey, Greg. We're outside Menards this morning, and we're going to be talking about fire pits. Like you said, people can pick up a fire pit like this that's pre-made, just pretty easy to just put in your backyard and start having a fire to enjoy. But you could also build your own, and so that's what we're going to be looking at this morning. Darren Miller, the general manager here at Menards, joins us. And Darren, just tell me what people can start thinking about if they want to build one for themselves.
Well, if you want to build your own fire pit, there's really endless possibilities because we have such a wide selection of block. What we have here is just a typical round fire pit, kind of the most common. We already have the insert placed, and Eric's going to show us actually how to glue a block down and how to cut a block if necessary.
Okay. So the ring is pretty standard, that size, but it's the blocks that you can really add a lot of variation to.
Yeah, the blocks help you customize. We have even kits that are no-cut kits that you can purchase and do a square table or a round or several different heights. A lot of different options with these.
All right, and now Eric's going to show us really how you get all these blocks to fit around the circle. So. Yeah. What is he going to do?
The first thing he's going to do is he's going to glue a block on. When you're doing a retaining wall or a fire pit, you want to make sure to use landscape block adhesive. It helps. It's an outdoor adhesive that's really going to help secure the block to the fire ring, so nothing loosens up or comes out later on as you're using this. And with the retaining wall block, the same thing. It's not going to be holding a lot of weight. You don't want blocks falling off of it. So it's really just a couple beads and a little bit of pressure, and over time that's going to set up really great and settle in its place right. Now if you're doing these and you have a spot that's not going to fit, you can see we kind of here wouldn't have enough room to do 2 blocks. Eric's going to show you how we would go through and cut a block, first by hand, and then we have a handy tool that we rent. When you're cutting it by hand, you score along the entire block. Just take your sledge and your chisel and just a little bit here, a little bit there, and we've already pre-done this around the entire block. But Eric, if you'd show them real quick, just lift it up and you do the front, the sides, everything gets scored. And then once everything has been scored, you go back to where you started. And this is kind of the fun part here in a moment, where you just kind of give it all you got until the block splits.
Take a few tries.
Some people who get it faster than others, depends on the strength of the person using the hammer sometimes. But also a good idea to have the safety glasses, as you can see. Some good chunks of block flying off of here. And starting to split and come across. Not breaking as smoothly as I would have thought Eric would have had it here.
So if you're building a fire pit, there's a lot of different bricks that you can put around it, right?
There are a ton of different bricks. You can go with these, which are Mansfield 2s. You can also use smaller Crestones. Really diversify. You can even use square brick, and there it did break right along his score lines. Now, if you don't want to put that much work in, we have what's called our block splitter, which is rentable for $16. This is going to go much smoother and really show why this is a valuable tool when you've got a big project. If you only need to cut 1 block, that's not too bad. But if you're doing a large project, he's just leveling it out so it's even with the top of the block. And just pull down. And
that looks a lot more fun.
That's more fun and a lot easier than using that chisel. So you just, that one's the way to go, and it's a nominal rental fee, and you can get your job done pretty quick with that.
All right, Darren and Eric, thanks for taking us through the process of building our own fire pits, something that maybe if you want to check out here, you can do some cooking and also just relax and enjoy the summer. So that's all for now. Live in Marquette Township. We'll head back to the studio. Andrew Lacombe, TV6 News.
And a big cheer in the studio when he split that block, too. We'll be right back with your TV6 Morning Show.